Have you ever walked away from something you truly loved because you were worried about what other people might think? Maybe it was a dream you couldn't stop thinking about. Maybe it was a hobby that made you happy, or maybe it was simply being yourself. At first, you tell yourself their opinions don't matter, but when you hear the same criticism over and over again, it starts getting into your head. You begin to question yourself. You play it safe. You stop taking chances. And little by little, you lose touch with the person you used to be. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today's story is about a young woman named Mira and a lesson that many of us learn the hard way. The moment you start living for other people's approval, you stop fully living your own life. Mira lived in a small village where life was simple and predictable. She helped her family, did her daily chores, and never caused trouble for anyone. But there was one thing that made her feel different from everyone else. She loved to paint. Every evening, after her work was done, she would sit by the river with her paints and lose herself in the colors around her. The sky, the trees, the water, the birds, everything became part of her artwork. Those moments weren't just a hobby. They were the moments when she felt most alive. I think many of us know that feeling. It's not always painting. Sometimes it's writing, building something, creating music, starting a business, or chasing a goal that excites us. When we're doing something we genuinely love, we stop worrying about time. We feel connected to ourselves. That's what painting gave Mira. It wasn't about becoming famous or proving anything. It simply made her happy, and sometimes that's more valuable than people realize. The problem wasn't that Mira doubted herself in the beginning. The problem was what happened after hearing the same negative voices day after day. People in the village laughed at her paintings. Some said she was wasting her time. Others said she needed to grow up and focus on more practical things. Even people close to her questioned what she was doing. At first, she tried to ignore it. Most of us do. We tell ourselves we're strong enough not to care. But constant criticism has a way of wearing people down. One comment doesn't usually change your life. 10 comments might not either. But when the same message keeps coming from different directions, you start wondering if they're right. You begin second-guessing yourself. The thing that once brought you joy suddenly feels embarrassing. That's how confidence often disappears, not all at once, but slowly, one opinion at a time, until you stop trusting your own voice more than everyone else's. Eventually, Mira reached a point where she couldn't take it anymore. The comments, the laughter, the constant judgment, it all got too heavy. One day, she put her paints away and told herself maybe everyone else was right. Maybe painting was just a waste of time. Life went on after that. She still helped her family. She still did everything she was supposed to do. From the outside, nothing seemed different. But inside, something was missing. The part of her that felt excited, inspired, and alive started to disappear. Her days became routine. Her smile wasn't the same. And honestly, that's something a lot of people experience. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't failing at something you love. It's giving up on it completely. It's waking up every day knowing you abandoned a piece of yourself just to make other people comfortable. That's a kind of sadness that stays with you, because deep down, you know you weren't being true to who you really are. Everything started to change when Mira met the old monk. She told him how lost she felt and how other people's opinions had pushed her away from the thing she loved most. Instead of giving her a complicated answer, the monk pointed to the wind moving through the trees. Then he asked a simple question. Does the wind stop blowing because someone doesn't like it? Of course it doesn't. The wind doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for approval. It just moves where it's meant to move. That's when the monk shared the lesson Mira needed to hear. He told her that she had handed her freedom over to other people. Their opinions had become her cage. And the more she listened to them, the smaller her world became. Then he picked up a dry leaf and said something she would never forget. Be like the wind, not the leaf. The leaf goes wherever it's pushed. It has no direction of its own. But the wind follows its own path. I think that's what happens to so many people. We spend years letting fear, criticism, and other people's expectations decide our choices. We become the leaf. The monk's message was simple. Stop asking for permission to be yourself. The people around you will always have opinions. That doesn't mean they should be in control of your life. The next morning, Mira did something simple, but it changed everything. She picked up her paints again and went back to the river. Nothing around her had changed. The same people were still there. Some still whispered. Some still laughed. Some still thought she was wasting her time. But this time, something inside Mira was different. She stopped giving their opinions so much power. She stopped treating every comment like it was a fact. And once she did that, she felt lighter, freer. She could finally enjoy painting again without constantly wondering who approved of it. That's the thing most people don't realize. Freedom doesn't come when everyone supports you. Freedom comes when you stop needing everyone to support you. The moment you stop asking for permission to be yourself, life starts feeling different. Not because the world changes, but because you do. And when that happens, other people's voices get quieter, while your own voice becomes stronger. At its heart, this story isn't really about painting. It's about all the things people give up because they're afraid of being judged. Maybe for you it's a dream, a goal, a passion, or simply being the person you truly want to be. The truth is, people will always have something to say. Some will support you, some will criticize you, some will misunderstand you completely. That's just part of life. But here's what matters most. None of those people have to wake up and live your life every day. You do. They're not carrying your regrets. They're not responsible for your happiness. You are. And years from now, you'll care far more about the chances you didn't take than the opinions you tried so hard to avoid. So don't let fear of judgment make your choices for you. Your life belongs to you, not to the crowd. If this story connected with you today, I hope you remember one simple thing. You don't need everyone's approval to build a meaningful life. You don't need permission to be yourself. What you need is the courage to keep going, even when not everyone understands your path. Thank you for spending these few minutes with us. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, share it with someone who might need this message today, and subscribe to Quiet Growth Lab for more inspiring stories and life lessons. Until next time, stay true to yourself, trust your own path, and keep moving forward.